not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Woohoo! Greetings and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Twisted Goblin, and I'm here for all your psychopaths. You're crazy, man. Your insanity. I'm gonna tear it right up to 11. Is that not great? Not good. Psychopaths. Who has done it? Who has done it? Who is the killer? Yes, Scream is still going with Scream 6. It's Scream 6, right? VA means Scream 6. Either way, I'm so glad Scream does it. We also got the actress of Wednesday. I'm gonna call her Wednesday because I forgot the sister's name at all. And the one before that was Scream 5. And the final girl survived that. She also ends up being the daughter of, you know, the original one. The original killer from the Scream 1. So I've like, okay, those two. The one is from the original. The thing is, like, I love it. This is like a very much legacy thing that I feel like it's done well. She has the psychopathic intensity of wanna kill and stab somebody. She has a little bit of stepping, but it doesn't mean she's bad. No, it doesn't mean she's bad. She just steps a little bit too much. And she enjoys stepping and thing, but also the guy that she steps it deserves it. When she goes off the edge is when she kills somebody that she shouldn't kill. So she is kind of a psychopath, but a psychopath for good instead of for bad. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so she still struggles with that, you know, her father being dead, her thing. So her half sister, I'm guessing, Wednesday. I know she's not called Wednesday in this, but I don't want to fucking up. I'm so bad with names. We also got another legacy character that's still, you know, going on. Is the reporter. I don't remember. She's been there since the first one. I'm a fucking Scream fan and I don't know all the names. I'm very bad with names, okay? Jesus, maybe you noticed by the way I reference my characters in every fucking movie that I review or do stuff with it. Anyway, the reason I love Scream is that, like, we have legacy character. She kind of is very much like she's not gonna make a book out of it, but she didn't make a book out of the life of her. It's like, oh, I didn't make a book out of it, but it did. And she's like very much like that annoying friend that always keeps on telling everybody what the hell is going on. She's a great person in general, but she's gonna if she's gonna tell the world about it. What this girl actually does. The reporter actually does it. There's also one of the other girls that also survived, that became a cop. She becomes a cop, you know, she survives. She became an FBI agent. So it's like, oh, she's still alive. Oh, she's dead. That's kind of Cindy doesn't work. Is not in this movie. She had her happy ever after. They even talked about that she deserves a happy ever after thing. We also get a reporter's whole story. It's like, yeah, she does this about Ghostface. She has that, and she did a lot of money for that. And because of that she had a lot of money because of the franchise. People are like, what are you without Ghostface? She is even scared. It's like, oh, what am I without Ghostface? What can I do without Ghostface? What I can do? So she is very much confused of what she can do after. And everybody is like, oh, what is she? And I'm like also thinking about it, like, yeah, what makes her so fucking awesome is she has been there since the first one. And she's been returning a few times. And once she returns, she also made her thing. She is a reporter. She's kind of an asshole, but also somebody you still can connect with. It's like, oh, she's an asshole for doing this bad, and that makes her a bad person. But also in this one we also have like everybody almost dies and nobody dies at the same time. We got the first two killers. We find out that guy kills his teacher, stabs her to like, oh, this the teacher just because she could. Then was together with her friends. And then, you know, that guy gets stabbed because they didn't have a good reason. They were just psychopaths. This is what you also get with a lot of psychopaths, copycats, you know. You get those people. In real life, you get those copycats. You get people that stab for no fucking reason. So, one smallest argument, those exist in real life. I mean, I had in my city, like, as a station. It's like literally somebody just has arguments with each other and they stabbed each other. Mostly the guy gets stabbed, and it's like, the world is already like a dark place. And there's a lot of psychopaths, there are a lot of people that hate people just for no reason. It's the more reason we should love each other more. It's like, don't and respect people's opinion, because there is already hatred. There's people that gonna stab you for no fucking reason in this world, and that's the real world. In the horror movie world, it's even worse most of the time. But because then we have Wednesday trying to live her life, but she cannot live her life. She cannot live her life because Ghostface shows up again. And the first subject, the first one that kind of gets on it is the first one that kind of gets. I lost my thoughts. Really, I lost it. It's like, what the hell was I saying? It's like, alright, let's. Wednesday has a thing. She has a boyfriend. Well, she doesn't have a boyfriend yet. Oh, also, Wednesday's sister, the final girl from the last movie. She was not a fine girl, but she survived. She tries therapy. Therapy doesn't work because she's telling how actually she liked the thing. It's like, and then therapy is okay. I have to do. It's like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, it's literally like therapy should be something confident. Should be the thing instead of like, okay, you know how this works. I will kind of thing. But he is like literally like, okay, I like to. You should help people with therapy. You should not. Literally like, okay, you have this. It's like he's not literally doing something, and if she has to report this, you have to report it. And she already talked about it. Other therapy she done. She mostly other people are already told that. Other therapists already told that. So if you have those documents from other therapists and know those things, you should be able to know that she already reported. It's like, so you can move on or not tell her that's like, okay, gonna do this after the sessions, maybe, or say it in front of the sessions, like, okay, everything you say, if it's something a thing, I always say, not while you're saying it's like, okay, I'm gonna report this to things. Like, that doesn't seem right for some reason. But anyway, so we got Wednesday, her whole thing. She tries to live a normal life, but then Ghostface shows up, gets her sister gets all this, like the final girl from last movie, this daughter of the first guy. She gets blamed about the killers online. She gets blamed about the killers because this is the internet. The internet is like the easiest. Literally the killers even say so. Like, it's fucking easy to turn this hero to a villain. I mean, like I said before, hate gets so easy. Hate is so easy to spread around. Loving is fucking harder for the internet than hate, because hate gets so much spread around, and she gets the full picture of that. It's like, she didn't do it, she's defended herself, and now she's the fucking killer for everybody on the internet. The internet tries to turn on, it's like tries to cancel her, like the internet loves to call this, like cancel her, even though she didn't do things apart. She didn't do it. But people keep on trying to get it. So now there is this Ghostface killer that does the same thing, tries to blame him. So she gets more flag and more thing and more suspicious of, is she the one that does it? The FBI agent comes then, and a few of her Wednesday's friends are also there. There's also the nerdy girl. Most of the time it's a boy, but in this one it's a girl, and this chick goes bananas. But things like, oh, this is what happened, everybody could be the killer, I could be the killer. This also, like, she has her suspicious, but she gets the white guy that is kind of also nerdy like her, but what was not there for one thing. It's like, he literally has an MO like he was there. It's like, okay, she was there. But she still is so thinking that her theory is right, even though it's like, I cannot trust anybody. But somehow she trusts him even less than anybody else. That's like so weird. It's like, okay, you really gonna stay with that drama? You still gonna keep the whole fucking movie until she gets stabbed? Because yes, she gets stabbed. The nerdy girl gets stabbed. The nerdy horror girl gets stabbed. She thought like, okay, the guy is it keep a distance. Like, you should stay close to each other. You should like, but of course she was kind of right. It was somebody in the friend group that was a killer. Together with another one. So yes, 2 people are the killer. Also, I think it was the nerdy guy. Then it was that she has her suspicious, or was I don't remember. Fuck, I just watched the movie. Shit, I forgot. It was a guy. I think it was the nerdy guy. Things like, oh yeah, it was the nerdy guy. It's like, it was him, so she was right with that, but it's like, oh, it was wrong, but it was right. Because it was not another, it was also another girl that from their friend group. So it was this girl and this guy, but they're brother and sister, and the last killer was actually the son, was actually their third brother, that was a little bit too much a fan of stab movies, and did it all. This is the fucking reason people think stab movies are making us psychopaths. What is not so. They're just psychopaths, and then there are people that just enjoy the movies. But of course, this psychopath enjoyed a lot of the movies. Then his father, it seems like, oh, I made all his icons. He loved all these horror things about serial killers, so I give it to him. Also, I feed it on that. Instead of giving him help, he feed it that. And then his daughter and his other son also became psychopaths. And the 3 of them kind of had this idea to blame, the OG, his daughter. As psychopaths, like, you are the one that did it. You're the one that is gonna be blamed for this. They get into this theater with all the thing that was for the son of this, so she is gonna get blamed. It's also like, from one point he had the shotguns. Like, okay, theory, it could be shotguns. Like, oh, but it wasn't. It wasn't a shotgun. And yeah, also the chick survived, even though she got like very much stabbed hard and then fell to the ground. And somehow she survived that. That was a bit weird. I think it was a chick, right? I sometimes get my mixed. There was also the boyfriend of Wednesday had a boyfriend in this, and she got like stabbed. When he got stabbed, we find out there is more than one killer. We find then later out there are 3 killers in this one. But it's like, oh, we're not doing. I thought they were doing cults. Like, okay, 3 till this means no, it's a fucking family of psychopaths. The 4th one is actually just the previous killer. So we got now a family of psychopaths. It's also a little bit of a difference. But also what I like about Scream is you never know who the fucking killer is gonna be till the movie is over. You never, even though I forget the names of every fucking person in this, but I'm not good with names. Our reporter girl, she gets stabbed, she gets almost killed, but survives. Then we find out a lot of others survived. So, like, even though the boyfriend got stabbed from Wednesday, he survived his stabbing. They're very bad in stabbing, apparently. It's like, literally, they all fucking survived. Maybe that's why using gun was a better thing. They all fucking survived. And Wednesday and her sister tries to they also, like, the sister, the psychopaths, the 2 brother and sister duo, they kind of died. The one that is like, here's the knife, go get them. Wednesday kills the one below, and the other, as she kills us, like, literally he dies. Like, oh, now you have even less of a brother with you, and then he dies right in the head. His father sees those, like, no, and then they fight. They fall to the ground. Somehow it's like she was the whole time like holding on to Wednesday, seeing that she doesn't die from the fall. She doesn't die from a fall because later she falls and she is alright. Wednesday kind of has now a knife to get him, so that guy dies in this thing. and then he survives somehow. Somehow he survives and a knife in his throat that moves and everything, and he survives, comes back, and dies immediately. But the father was like gets a little bit more of a psychopathic, like reverse role. It's like, you wanted me in this suit, the original Ghostface suit. I'm now in the original Ghostface suit. She's like very much fighting her dark side because she has a suit on, tries to kill him, and eventually it's like, and then doesn't kill him. It's like, I'm not my father. I'm not gonna fully kill you. I'm not gonna fully kill you. I could, but I'm not gonna. And then she's like, but you are messing with my family, so he gets killed. He gets totally killed. Then we find out the FBI agent is still alive as well. She is like, oh, she is the thing. She was, because they try to blame it on her because she's kind of a loose cannon, but she isn't. And she gets healed. Then the boyfriend finds out. Then the nerdy chick that knows everything and was right about one person was alive somehow, also alive. So we got all those living. It's like, okay, and the weatherman girl, she is alive. The reporter is alive. It's like, there's so many people that's like, the twist is almost everybody's alive. So the guys that stepped were not so good in stepping, apparently. Besides that, it was a freaking good movie. I know, I love the twist that I didn't see coming. I was like literally like on my edge, like, who the fuck is the killer? We know that it's gonna be the killer. It's literally what you feel when Wednesday is the, because from Cindy, she was original and her cousin was the killer. So I was like, maybe Wednesday becomes the killer. Maybe she finally snaps and she becomes a killer. It's like, Scream is one of those franchises you really don't know who the fucking killer is gonna be. It's you could be the nerdy guy, it could be the thing, it's almost always the nerdy guy, but in this one it wasn't. It was a whole fucking family. It were 3 people. The 3 people, I was like, okay, maybe it's 2 people, because we had already had 2 people, and again 2 people makes sense. No, it was a whole family of one another. It's like literally like, okay, so everybody is a killer in this family. Jesus fucking Christ, that's some bad parroting. But anyway, so yeah, a whole family of psychopaths was this movie. So yeah, I kind of liked it. I kind of like the movie. I feel like it's a solid 10. I would not give it more than a 10. I feel like it's lovely to figure out who the fucking killer is, and nobody trusts each other. Every time something like this happens, everybody goes against each other through not trusting fully completely, but also want to trust it completely, and then not trusting because you do know there could be more than one killer. It's why I get the nerdy girl stuff, like when she's like, oh, maybe I was right, maybe I wasn't, maybe I wasn't right, because she was like literally like the man was like, he had an alibi. He could not have done it because he was not there. So I was even not figuring out who the fuck the killer could be. It's like, it could be 2 people, but then we find out there are 3 people, psychopath. That's also like one of those things like, somebody is gonna be somewhere, but another kill could happen, and then that guy can be somewhere else. It's so hard to trust somebody. I have even trust issues in real life. Trusting somebody is not always easy. And you get dumped, you get all those love things, the girls telling you how much they love you, how much they like you, and then they stab you in your fucking back. They stab you in the back by, oh no, they were cheating on you, they were things like that. You can turn it around with a boy as well, but it's like you can never know when to trust somebody, because you think you know somebody but you don't. In real life, that's also something that you don't know when to trust somebody, and that sucks so much, And yeah, that's a bit of my review about Scream. I love it. I think Scream is one of those movies that I'm not really turning my brain to 100, because I think this was in a city for a difference, because normally it's in a small town. This one was in a big city, and it was done good, because big city also has certainly New York things, like somebody died, nobody fucking cares that much, like a killing happens and thing. I mean, look at my fucking city. around my city, somebody got stabbed yesterday, and that happens. It's like, it sucks, and it happens rarely. It's like every 6-7 months. And in America, it's gonna be worse because there they have fucking weapons. They have guns. There's some shooting happening, more than one can die. So it's like, you always have that edge of things. There was always gonna be a psychopath. There's always gonna be a killer. So you have always this edge of who's gonna be the killer now. Who's the thing? This movie very much recommend watching it. It's a real good movie if you like the Scream franchise. You got the Stab franchise that's also in there. But like, there's always gonna be psychopaths. It just sucks when you're in the main lights. Like, it's good to be not the main character in this. So it's always like, people are always like, I want to be the main character in my own story. I want to be the main character. Well, main character in Scream is not a good thing because your whole life is gonna be fucked up. Your life is gonna be one roller coaster to another roller coaster of emotion. Not know who you to trust. This can be, I think, very, very big trust issues, and it's hard to trust because Cindy had her fucking cousin being the psychopath, and this one, it could have been his sister becoming a psychopath or herself being the psycho. You never know in these movies, and that's what I love about it. You never know what's gonna happen. Yes, I forget the names very easy, and I shouldn't. I should write them down or keep an eye on them, but I didn't. Sorry, my guy. Sorry, people. But anyway, I love this movie. I very much recommend it. When it comes to horror movies, Scream franchise is still one of my favorites. My top 7. In my top 7, I like to make number 7 something. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm the Twisted Goblin, and I say good night. Good fight.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.